Hey y'all, I wanted to do this video because I wanted to talk to you guys and find out and ask, do women have low standards, and why do we as women as a whole decide to overlook or not see red flags? Because the way that they were praising Martell in the trailer, and also as we seen on part 1, if you guys watched the reunion of Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's almost as though I'm trying to figure out if they are in fact talking about Martell Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Maybe the person that Sheree and is talking about is Martell's twin, Martello. That has to be it, because we cannot be talking about the same Martell that we seen, that we watched, that we are accustomed to on Love and Marriage Huntsville. These two people cannot be the same. This cannot be the person that Andy is saying, oh, I heard your new man's a 10 out of 10. And that D is a 10. Wait a minute, Kenny, now. Wait a minute. You know, it's just like, it's giving me, remember how Monique's husband was like, now, wait a minute, Charlamagne, when when Monique was on the Breakfast Club. But it's just like, I'm kind of confused, because I don't know why Sheree is choosing to ignore the red flags. I mean, for a while, she always had questionable dating choices, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? We can sit up here and learn from this situation. That's what I want to do on this channel. Learn from this. Learn from what people be doing. So I just want to start out by saying that overall, this situation with Martell does enlighten me. It's funny because it shows me how most of the times we do put a lot of emphasis on the outer appearance and not that much. It's like we wait a while. Once we're all good and all emotionally involved, then we start looking at what's the inside and seeing if we're like compatible with the person. But I hope that one day, you know, the whole collective as a whole, around the whole entire world, because I feel like most people are like that. But I feel like when things change, or I feel like we'll be better once things change, when people start paying attention to the inner and their intuition first, or as we talked about in my live the other day, when we use our discernment, we'll be able to make different decisions when it comes to these men. And it makes me think about what Melody also said in that interview with Dee in the morning, how she said sometimes red flags look like green flags when you having fun, or when you at Six Flags or something like that. She said real fly like, right? It's funny how we can make our dysfunction kind of cute, or the things we overlook, we can make them sound real cute kind of thing.
They say that sometimes red flags can look like Six Flags when you're having fun.
Oh, that's a good one.
But nevertheless, just like we also discussed how some women feel as though they rather have a piece of a man, they rather share their man than to have no man at all. But you know, I just realized I'd rather have my piece than a piece of a man, okay? Because if he giving you breadcrumbs, it's going to kind of leave you uncertain. You're always going to feel anxious in a relationship where you're getting or where you're receiving the bare minimum. So I would much rather cut off all those interactions. Like, you need to give me energy as if you want me 24/7, 100%. Nothing 99.5 will not do. Back up off of me. But either way, I feel as though I don't like to drag Martell when it comes to who he is as a person and his role as a father. But I do not think that he's a great catch as far as being dateable or marriage material the way that he is, if that makes sense. I definitely don't see that for him. And I know how it may seem as though I'm contradicting myself, but I kind of feel like I just kind of look at people in different phases. So I think about like maybe some of us or the people that we know. You know how some people are like great on the job. They do all their work. They're punctual. They're this or that. A star, gold star for Marcus when it comes to their work. When it comes to their work effort. But then when they're home, they're not as motivated. They're lazy, or vice versa. So that's how come I'm just like, okay, I feel like Martell seems like a good guy when it comes down to his kids, or before the whole divorce, it seems like he was a good dad to his kids with Melody. But I feel as though him being like a husband and how he is in a relationship is totally different. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, I found this article on psychcentral.com, and it's titled 11 Relationship Red Flags and Why We Ignore Them. And I just wanted to start off talking about what are red flags according to this article. So it says there are 3 types of red flags that I want you to look for. 1, concerns about your partner's behavior, personality traits, beliefs, and values. Does he or she treat you, others, or himself in harmful or unhealthy ways? Do you agree with his or her values and beliefs? That is a red flag I want to zone into in particular, because I feel like that is the red flag that Sheree has all the answers to. She has no reason to say she didn't know who Martell was before dating him. For one, he's on a reality TV show. And the information that Sheree is getting right now is kind of A1. I feel like most of us wish that we knew what a guy did in his last relationships before he got with us, kind of thing. So the fact that Sheree was able to see how this life played out on TV and she's not heeding to it, it's just, y'all seen how Kenya had to let her know, this guy, Martell, he's not a good guy. He had an affair with his ex-wife. He had a baby with the side chick. Kenya literally told Sheree this. So let's act like Sheree didn't even watch the show. Still, Kenya, as her good girlfriend, seen the show and told Sheree what's up. But yet, she's still going to date Martell. She's still going to be in a park with him. Like, it's all beautiful, all rainbows and butterflies. I can't. So, some of the reasons why people ignore red flags, according to this article, is infatuation. And I really do feel like this could be the case with Sheree. It says, that wonderful, euphoric feeling you get when you fall in love is a result of a flood of hormones released by your body. As you know, these chemicals feel amazing, like a natural high. Oh, that's probably why it was saying that D was good. Because they are activating the pleasure center in your brain, but they also cloud your judgment. You become obsessed with your new lover. It's hard to concentrate on anything else. You want to spend every minute together, and it feels right to run off to Vegas and marry someone you just met a month ago. These powerful chemicals create an intense attraction that's hard to resist, and they help to bond you to a new partner. They make you feel so good, connected, and loved that it's hard to see red flags or that your partner has any flaws at all. Whew, that's good. I find myself being like that a lot of times too. I'm like, this person can do no wrong. Just like I be trying to tease y'all and tell you guys I have a crush on Ryan from Black Ink Chicago. And so many people are like, he's so toxic, but because he's so fine to me, I don't even be seeing the red flags. Look at me trying to find sympathy for Sheree now. This is crazy. Another red flag is that we can be stuck in wishful thinking. It says sometimes you get caught up in wishful thinking. You want it to work so badly, or you think your partner will change, so you disregard the red flags. In this case, your fantasy of what the relationship is or could be prevents you from seeing things as they really are. This is very true. And I feel like when Kenya was giving the whole rundown of what Martell did to Melody, it was as though Sheree was like, you know what? I'm just going to ignore that. I don't care about that part. I'm just going to keep this fantasy of the two of us, me and Martell, right into the sunset, living happily ever after, until the wheels fall off. That's what I'm going to hold on to. That's what I see. And that's what I'm going to move towards. Forget what happened with the ex-wife, even though that literally just happened not too long ago. I feel like people can change, but something like that so soon, I'm not 100% sure about, because if it was that easy for Martell to change, I'm pretty sure he would have did it in his relationship with Melody, like, you know, the woman that he was with for 14 years and have 4 kids with. So I'm just kind of like, Sheree, come on, wake up. And another red flag I wanted to mention in this article was that it says we don't trust ourselves. It says one of the biggest reasons for missing red flags is that we do not trust our own judgment. Perhaps you sense that something is wrong, but proceed anyway. Or even when you have concrete evidence that your partner or relationship is dysfunctional, you might tell yourself that you're overreacting or focusing only on the negatives. When you do this, you're betraying yourself and what you know to be true. And another red flag is minimizing red flags. That when you're in love or you want to think the best of someone, you'll make excuses for their harmful behavior. So that makes a lot of sense. For Sheree to act like, well, he's a different person with me, or I never seen that side of him. I mean, like, of course you're not going to. But the fact that, like, it has happened, I don't know why that doesn't turn her off. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like it should be a turnoff to any woman to see the way that Martell has treated his ex-wife and not want to choose to not be with him, kind of thing. I'm not saying Martell's a horrible person. I'm not saying that he can't, change or anything like that. But I just, like I said previously, don't see it happening right away. And I just don't want women to fool themselves thinking that they have something so special that will make that man change. For me, that is, the changing has to be done by God. It has to be an inner transformation, a spirit kind of thing, a spirit renewal that I can't do. I can't really, I don't got that power. So I know that it can be done, but that requires work on Martell's part and not none of mine. So I do find this kind of interesting that out of all the men that Sheree could be with or that she could choose, it would be him. And like I said, not to say like, oh my gosh, he's so disgusting, so terrible kind of thing. But I feel like as far as like dating goes, I think that, maybe she would rather perhaps be with somebody that, he may have divorced and then him and his wife split on, irreconcilable differences. It was kind of like neutral or something like that. But for us to see how everything unfolded between Martell and Melody, and for Sheree to be like, oh yeah, I'll take him. Unless, like they said, unless what Candy was saying, unless it is for publicity. But I don't know, even still in publicity stuff, who knows, they could actually still fall in love with each other because they're spending time with each other and they're trying to create this narrative. So who knows? I don't know. But other than that, I did want to do this video to kind of put us up on some game, so we don't be out here looking like Sheree, because at times I feel like these red flags and why we choose to ignore red flags, I don't know, I feel like I have been guilty of them in the past. Like, dang, that is true, but that's okay. We taking our head out the clouds and we, dealing with guys on face value. Okay, other than that, let me know what you guys think and all that propaganda that they was trying to talk and spit about Martell. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Synquette, man, that girl was heaven sent. Synquette, man, that girl was heaven sent.